good morning, and welcome to West Coast Grandma. So do you want to make a dessert that's really quick and a dessert that you can use up some leftover milk, cream? I got a little bit of cream left in here. I was making a cheesecake. This cream is starting to just barely go off, so I need to use it up. So today, I'm going to make a old-fashioned rice pudding. Now, this is my great-grandmother that used to make this, and my mom, again, used to make it all the time. I'm even using her old bowl, which is what I remember. And what I'm going to do is just mix it all up the way my mom did, but I do have the recipe amounts, which I have figured out because watching my mom do it, she never measured anything. She just put everything in a bowl. She just knew what to do and popped it in the oven, and we would have delicious rice pudding. Now, I am going to put raisins in it today. You don't have to, but my husband likes raisins. Growing up as a kid, we didn't. So my mom did not even put raisins in it. So it was very plain. So what I'm going to do is start with this small bowl. And what my mom used to do is she would just take rice and she'd just pour it into the bottom of the bowl. And her thing was, you kind of cover the bottom of the bowl. That's what she used to say. So I have measured what I did, and it comes out to about a half a cup. So I'm going to just sprinkle that in there. Then I'm going to add sugar. And again, I've measured it. It's about 1/4 cup of sugar, but my mom told me just to sprinkle sugar over top. Now, I've used a tad more sugar because this is the sugar replacement, just because I have to watch my sugar, and it doesn't seem to be quite as sweet. So about 1/4 cup is what it calls for. And I'm just going to drop a tiny bit of cinnamon in there. And I'm just going to put a couple of bits of nutmeg, which I always like the fresh nutmeg. So we'll just put a little bit of that in, just a tiny bit, just like that. Then I'm just going to pour my milk in. So now, like I said, I am going to use these leftover ones. This is my Cowichan milk, local. It tastes okay, but it's starting to smell kind of sour when you take the lid off. So because I know you probably need measurement amounts, I did again measure it, and it's about 3 cups. Normally, I would just pour it straight into the bowl. But today, what I'm going to do is I'll just put it all into my measuring cup. There we go. That'll just make it a little richer, I guess. And put that in. Okay, so there's 2 cups, and I want 3. So you're just going to pour it over top of your rice and sugar mixture. And just to make it really rich, not that I need it, I'm going to use a cup of this cream, coffee cream, only because I bought it at Costco and left it in my car, even though it was cold, and I can see it's starting to get little bits floating. So I need to use this up. So I'm going to use another cup of cream. I'm going to pour that in, just like that. I'm just going to take a handful of raisins and just drop them into the top if I can get into the bag. I love these resealable bags, but sometimes they're hard to close and they're hard to open. So there, just a little handful, maybe a couple of tablespoons, that's all. Oh, the one thing I did forget is salt. So I want about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Just sprinkle that on. Yeah, a little bit more. And we want about 1 tablespoon of butter. And again, my mom never measured anything. So I'm just going to take a couple of little bits like so. There we are. Good. I'll just sort of stir that salt in. There. That is all you do. Like, how long did that take me? And I was talking at the same time. So I'm going to put this in the oven. I have set my oven to 325. Again, I want it 325. I don't want it to start boiling and boil all over into my clean oven. So 325, and it takes about an hour. So the quick here is not the cooking time, but the prep time. Or you got some milk that needs to be used up, throw it together in a bowl quickly in a couple of minutes and throw it in your oven, especially if you're cooking dinner already. So I'm going to put that in my oven, and then I am going to come back in about an hour. We'll take a look at that rice pudding and see how it is. Welcome back. So I've just taken it out of the oven, an hour and a half. So an hour and a half on a fairly low oven. I'm just going to hold it up so you can see, because I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. Look at that. Looks delicious. So I'll come back in a minute. We'll have a taste, but I just have to let it cool off just a little bit. So there we have my great-grandmother's rice pudding. It's so simple, uses up things, just an hour and a half of cook time, but a very quick dessert to put together. And I actually had some leftover raspberry syrup that was for my cheesecake that was made from raspberries out of the garden. So tonight for dinner, that's what I'm serving. Anyway, I got to try this. You have to try it. It's such a great way to use things up. My great-grandmother would be happy. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed this. I will put the recipe down in the description. Check me out again soon. West Coast Grandma is signing out.